person. So, like we said, welcome. It's another fireside chat. I'm really excited because I shot my shots with IBK and she did not air me. I mean, let me give you a backstory. Well, I've already shared it in the newsletter on Instagram how I stumbled on you from the announcement of BurgerKing and the like. And I remember I first of all went to your LinkedIn page and I was just stalking because I was looking for your email. I didn't know how to get your email address. I went to LinkedIn, I went to Instagram. I was just stalking. And one day, I think I forgot that you're premium on LinkedIn. And I kept on stalking.
So you realized I could see.
I followed you, yeah. And next I just saw that, oh, you requested to connect to me. I said, it's over. It's over. Just send her the message. And I just that you know I'm the one. Let me just go through Twitter. And I mean, you came through, you answered. So I'm really thankful, super grateful that you've agreed to do this. And I do not take it for granted. So right about that, guys, I'm going to go right in. But before then, I'm going to be inviting the host, which is Debbie, the Mr. Supo. She has been a very supportive member of the community. And I think I did it because I know Debbie is also pursuing a career in marketing. So I said, let's do power of vision. Let's put them together and we'll see how it goes. So Debbie, can you hear me? Are you ready?
Hi. Good evening. I'm shy.
Please, Debbie, let's see.
No need, we're all friends here.
Hi, Ibukun.
Hi.
Good evening, everybody. You should mute and say hi now.
Debbie, we can't see you.
Hey, good. If you know where I am right now, I had to go into my car for this meeting.
Sorry.
Wow.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Hi. But it's really uneasy for me to hold and talk. So I think I'll just be off if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Hello, Tosin. Are you going to handle the slides?
Yes, I can do that, so it's easier for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, IBK, for coming through. So, guys, thank you, Tosin, actually, for this opportunity. This is my first time hosting a and all right. This is the agenda for today. We're just going to be talking now. You know how the fireside chat actually, then we'll just go on with agenda.
Hi. I've not been feeling very okay. So I'm sorry, guys, just cope with my life experience, and I'm sure that at the end of today's chat, everybody will have something that will infuse into their life.
Wow, thank you. That was more than short. It was really nice. Thank you.
my
Yeah. Tosin. Hello, Tosin.
Can you hear me?
Yes. We can hear you. So we are about to introduce.
Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello?
Hello.
We can hear
Yes, we can hear
you.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, Tosin, we can hear you.
I think my network is thing. So right about now, we're going on to Ibukun. Like I already explained, Ibukun is like she's the hottest marketing exec right now in Nigeria, because everybody's like, okay, for me, everybody's like, who is she? Where did she come from? From where? BurgerKing, So guys, we have a VIP in our circle right now. We should not take it for granted, right? So I mean, I know that from stalking.
Hey, am I VIP?
Yes, so
I know that from stalking, she had worked at Eat and Go. I think she had makers of Cold Stone, Domino's, thing.
Yeah, Pinkberry.
Yes, I know Pinkberry and the likes. But I mean, I think that the fact that when I just saw the announcement of brand communicator and the tweet, when you tweeted your age and everything, I just said, this is mad. Like, I was like, how?
Yes, I'm making me shy.
I was like, let me just use the Fireside chat. We don't know if this is even for my own selfish reasons. No, let me just use my Fireside chat community to just know Ibukun. I mean, I know that, beyond what we see, I know there is so much more to you, the hard work and everything, putting yourself out there, you post so many. We're just here to just learn from you, share your story with us, and see how it goes. So, over to you, Debbie. We can start with rapid fire questions.
yes, please. Ibukun, so we have this thing where we ask you some questions. It's like a this or that. So it's like
Okay, cool.
quick answers. So you just I'll share like 5 questions, and then the community would unmute their mics and also like ask you their own questions. So are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay. Makeup or barefaced?
Man, makeup.
Makeup. Okay. Wigs or braids?
Wigs.
A duplex or a bungalow? Are you serious? Amala or pounded yam?
Wow. Okay. Wow. Amala.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What question? Pizza or shawarma?
Pizza.
Okay. Guys, please, you can start asking your questions to Tosin, ID, Raphael, Blessing, Damilola, Dayo, Ibuku, Ifi,
So is another
Tife.
Ibukun here?
Oh, it's you? No? Ibukun
okay.
Olua. Okay,
I was
is it
already
you?
about to start. Okay, no,
Okay.
someone else actually.
Okay.
It's not. I'm just.
Yeah, someone else. Pelumi,
Nice.
Rose, Tosin. Please, you guys should ask something, a this or that. Chocolates or sweets?
None.
Really? So you're
Yeah,
one of
really.
the healthy eating people.
Well, lately, actually, yeah, I eat healthy. Hardly eat
Yeah.
chocolate.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Guys, say something now.
Nigeria abroad. Hey, which kind of question is this?
Abroad now.
Now that is a tricky question. But you know, funny thing, I love living in Nigeria because I've also lived abroad. I prefer Nigeria. Maybe
Really?
because I miss the community of being in Nigeria. I just would prefer going abroad, like maybe every quarter or every 2 quarters. Yeah.
Nice.
Netflix, man. I don't watch TV. Anybody? Buhari or none? God forbid. Ooh, Twitter. Yeah,
Someone
Twitter is
said
not
gown or skirts.
yeah. Oh, I'm seeing it legit thought Ibukun's question. Oh my gosh. I can't see it well. Dark skin or light skin? You thought my question, Ibukun's answer to the pizza or shawarma question would be what?
Burger. Pun intended.
Oh,
Because you work at BurgerKing.
well, it's not part of the so Pinkberry, actually. Close knitted wedding. Actually, I don't want so many people. Close knitted wedding. Dark skin or light skin? Man, both. We don't discriminate over here. It's both.
That's cool. Guys, any more questions?
Pinkberry or Cold Stone? I actually want to know what you guys think. Which will you go for?
For me,
You go
I don't
to a
think I've
store,
ever
like
had
a store. Well, which will you go to? Cold Stone or
Cold
Pinkberry?
Stone. Cold Stone.
I know. Oh, Pinkberry. Pinkberry. I worked on Pinkberry. So I'm a Pinkberry
Cold.
fan for life. Tosin says Cold Stone. Oh, so much Cold Stone. Oh, yeah. A lot of people don't like the aftertaste or the tartness of Pinkberry, fortunately.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so we're going into the main cocoa for today, and it's just like you just gist with us,
I see iPhone or Android. iPhone, but if you have a Google Pixel, I guess it works. That's a nice Android I would love to have. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard the camera is really bad as.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so can we get to know you? Like, who is Ibukun? And we just want to know your story, like everything.
Okay, so I describe myself as a multidimensional creative, like storyteller, because I have different talents, and it's been really difficult for me to like box myself like into like just one word. What are you? Even calling me a marketer, like a marketing lead or something, doesn't even feel complete for me because I started my career. I studied journalism in Babcock University. I studied broadcast journalism, so that's mass communication. But I wasn't sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, but I didn't major in marketing. I majored in broadcasting, and so I love TV. I love radio. I love YouTube like crazy. I just love media channels, any way to spread the word or to communicate to people. Yeah, I've always really loved that. I like two-way communication, and I just didn't feel like any other career could give me that opportunity. So it was never really difficult for me finding my path. I just followed what I liked, from the beginning. So I started with the show. Okay, I started the show, the IBK show. I don't know if you
Are you serious? Where YouTube,
yeah, on
Instagram?
YouTube.
Okay.
I think my first video was like 2012. I'm not sure. I can check. But I'm sure it's like 6-7 years now. So I used my dad's camera. I took my sister. I organized interviews with people, photographers, musicians, makeup artists, people who do arts. I would just do interviews with them and post it on YouTube. And people were really liking it. Like that was when social media was still like, really, really popping. It's popping now still, but like then when we used to have to like beg for our phones, we didn't have our phones to ourselves in high school. So yeah. My first video was 8 years ago actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you still do YouTube like regularly?
I watch YouTube a lot, but I don't post because these days I've been very confused on what to post. Like I don't know what to post. So I think I'm still navigating that path. Like, what do I post? Oh, is it going to get me too busy? And then I don't want to be distracted, because of my job.
Yeah.
many other things, passion projects here and there. But
Oh,
I mean, maybe in the future, I don't know, maybe. But yeah, the IBK show started getting like, a lot of buzz. People would come on my show, people talk about it. Then I did an interview with Dremel from
oh,
BMW. That really went to, so sort of that's how because I had been trying to get into like everything like TV and stuff, but I couldn't. I was just, I think I was too young. I was like 15, 16, and there wasn't really any space for me. So I was like, okay, just use YouTube to put my stuff out there. So I used to pitch to lots of people, like a lot of people, everybody. I've been in their DMs, like most people. That's why when Tosin came to my DM, I can actually know what it is to actually go to someone's DM and talk,
oh.
because if most people check their DMs, there's some people that they think these days trying to reach out for BurgerKing and they see that, oh, I've texted them like 2014 or something, and they're like, oh my God, sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. So just putting my voice out there. And so after, okay, my final year in Babcock University. So I also became vice president of Babcock University. I used to advocate for
Nice.
change a lot in school. And so I got that opportunity. Then after that, my final year, I registered for this summer work travel program in the US. And I did that for like 4 months-ish. I stayed in Colorado. Like I worked in two restaurants. One is fast food. They sell burgers, onion rings, chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, food basically. And I was doing drive-through. I was cleaning, toilets, tables, taking out the
Are you
trash.
kidding me?
Yeah, I have pictures. I think I'll post it one day.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I should. So I was doing that. I also worked at the pizza restaurant. I did that as well. What else did I do? Okay, I did a photography job, but just for like 3 weeks, and then that ended. So that was like my first experience, like actually, okay, no, my second experience, because the first one was, CWES, your internship school.
Yeah.
That's my first work experience. And my second work experience was this one in the US. And so that sort of like, okay, made me see like, okay, what do I do? I stopped doing my show that time. So I was like, okay, yeah, if I'm not doing this right now, what can I do in the future to make money? So my mom just told me to reach out to, I have an uncle in the US who works with Domino's Pizza International. So I was like, I'll reach out to him. You might know someone in Domino's Nigeria. I was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. I was like, oh, this is not my dream. I really want to do radio and TV, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing this. I'm only going to do maybe NYSC. So when I came back to Nigeria, he sent an email to my boss, the managing director for Eat and Go at the time. He said, oh, so he said, okay, yeah, she can come in for an interview, they might be looking for an intern, you never know, just tell her to try her luck. So I came in, I sent some emails and all, basically selling myself to them. Okay, this is what I can do, this is what I studied. So I remember the marketing director, she was Swiss, she's a Nigerian. I came, she interviewed me, HR interviewed me, different people interviewed me, and they were like, no, they don't take interns, and all the lies that they tell you in companies, they take interns. Everybody, trust me, everybody. So they were like, okay, the interview. The marketing director really liked the interview and stuff. So she said, okay, can you start tomorrow? No, she can't. It was a Friday. Can
Are
you
you
start on Monday?
serious?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then I was like, okay, how much are you guys going to pay me? And they're like, they're not paying me. I was like, what? I was like, maybe they're joking. So fortunately, they paid me, but I mean, the money they paid me, honestly, to God, it was not anything special. And other people would have said, oh, they're not taking it, because honestly, it was not great. But I was still like, okay, let me just take it. There's still NYST money, even though it was like how much, 17,000 or so, 20 something thousand. I can't remember.
19,800.
19,800. That's it. Yeah, that's it right there. So I took the money. I was it was hard. I started a business as well so that I can, make more money. So I started working in my internship, and then after NYC, I was already expecting. I really wanted to go back into TV and stuff. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? So I traveled. I went to London for like holiday, hoping that they won't call me back actually, so that I won't get the job. But they reached out to me and said, okay, they want to offer you a full-time position. We really liked your work. They did an assessment and stuff for me, and I was like, okay, great, no problem. Mind you, my time in Eat and Go was not pretty. Like now, that's what I'm going to talk about the hard work. It wasn't pretty. Like
Okay.
I got to Domino's at a time when everybody was always saying bread and stew, bread and stew. And so, like and I was on social media, I was doing complaints on all social media platforms, emails, responding to people, talking to the stores, doing reports, basically doing everything my boss would send me. So even though it was difficult, I was just still pushing. Like my mom was always encouraging me, always encouraging me. I really wanted to leave, but I didn't apply anywhere else because I was like, look, I'm not going to apply to somewhere that is below where I already am. So even if it's difficult, like it's just for a moment, right? And you never know,
Yeah.
like you never know what it is you're getting. So in Eat and Go, I worked on 2 brands. I worked on Domino's, the hardest, the biggest, and then I worked on Pinkberry, the still hardest, but not the biggest. So I got those 2 experiences. I would follow them to meetings, we'll do a marketing strategy. I was basically doing stuff that wasn't really what I was supposed to be doing, but I still wanted to learn. Like my boss, they all have mad experience, like worked abroad, worked in P&G, worked in the biggest FMCG companies, right? So I just decided, okay, look, I'm not going to be doing only what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just going to be. So I used to interview them. So I was still able to sort of like do my interviews, but
Yeah.
in a corporate way. Yeah, and then with our CEO and then with our MD, I used to do that. And then after 2.5 years, the story of how I got BurgerKing is very unique, honestly. Like very unique. Should I say it now or should I wait? I don't know.
It's still part of telling your story. So you've actually told the good, the bad, the ugly, everything is intertwined. So you can just continue.
Yeah, the bad. It was really difficult. I mean, having to deal with one of my bosses, I didn't get along with her well, actually. The Domino's one, I didn't really get along with her well. But eventually, I got to learn that you don't really have to be someone's best friend for you to actually, like their
Work
work
with the
and take out
person. Yeah.
from what they have to offer because she's really smart, So I felt like my mom always tells me, she said, Eat and Go is your training ground, and just learn. You can never, like, whenever you experience something like that, you can never struggle with any other place. Like you go somewhere else and it will be smooth sailing for you. So that was the comfort I had. Like even on the hardest of days, customers will complain. I'll wake up by 2 a.m. I'll see customers saying, I didn't get my food this night. My children slept hungry. You people are crazy. You people are mad. The delivery guy said he was coming, you wake up, you have to start responding to emails, have to start calling this store in Dabi Lake Mall, in Abuja, in Enugu, sending emails here and there, reporting to this manager. So it was really, really tough. Like people that work those jobs, trust me, their mental health, they need to do something for their mental health, honestly. After 2.5 years, so I was like, okay, look, I'm tired. Like I want to do something else. I want to do I was doing social media, I was doing email marketing, I was doing SMS marketing. What else? What else exists? So we had a Google agency. We had an agency for performance marketing. So all I was doing was aligning with them on what it is for the month and then sending them brief. What else was I doing? I was doing PR. We also had a PR agency, so I would basically have meetings with them and then we'll come up with a story for the month, what channels this want to do, radio. I was writing radio hypes, radio scripts. I was I've seen a lot, digital strategy as well, plans for the month, campaigns, new product developments, stuff like that. So after that, 2 years, 2.5 years, I was like, okay, I need to start applying for other places. I was applying. I wasn't getting anywhere. Like, I was not getting any interviews. So I was like, okay, there's a problem. Is either I'm not selling myself well, or I'm just not doing the right thing. But of course, there was COVID. This was last year. There's COVID, shortage of jobs. But trust me, honestly, I don't feel like there's anything like shortage of jobs anymore. I just feel like it's an issue of placement and where you are and who you know and what you have to offer as well. That's the thing. It's like a middle ground, like a triangle. You really need to have to understand, how to make them all connect. So I reached out to this lady who I had met in one of our meetings in Coca-Cola. Her name is Phoebe. Guess what? I reached out to her as the It and Go social media girl, digital marketing girl. And a friend of mine actually, or a mentor of mine, he told me, okay, talk to her. She's also a career coach. She might coach you on stuff, make your CV look nice, coach you, talk to you on how to sell yourself. So he paid for me. I think it was like 15K. He paid for me. I was like, oh, thank you, So she told me she gave me some tips. I did them. I can share the tips with you. I did them. I implemented them into my
I think we'll be
CV.
interested. Please do.
I hope I remember. This was like November. So she was basically like, put numbers, put years, put results, things like impressions. If you're a social media person, if you're an email person, opens, clicks, sales, like numbers. This is what you achieved. So she basically said, the SMART objective, SMART, that whole objective, you basically have to make sure that your CV connects with this. Is the work that you're doing, is it measurable? How are you measuring it? How many people are you converting? How much money did you make for it doesn't have to be exact, but it should definitely speak of sales. It should be beyond what you studied in school, because to be honest, the world has really, really evolved, into that. Yeah, you should definitely have some results, have some of your values, have some of the things that you've collaborated on other than the work that you do. So I didn't realize in Eat and Go, we have this Stump to School Foundation projects that we do. And I helped raise, alongside my teammates, 50 million naira for students to go to school, 1,000 kids to go to school. Imagine seeing that on your CV. Like, it was never on my CV before. So it's like, it doesn't have to be everything about your work, but what else are you helping the company with other than just your job, So because companies want to see that, like, they don't just want you to show up and do your work, they want you to do more. So I did that as well. So yeah, after that, I was like, okay, great, I'm back to job hunting. So I started job hunting again. I started getting leads. A few companies reached out to me, their interviews, they went well. They sent me offers, but the offers were not what I wanted. And I know that I wasn't earning that much in Eat and Go, but at the same time, I was like, look, I don't want that, So that was always the issue, like price. And when I get to price, they'll all now say, oh, we have to deliberate with our stakeholders. I'm like, okay, take your time, no problem. And then they won't come back to me. Some will ghost me, like big companies in quotes ghost me. And I'll be like, okay, no problem. So I just hold on. And then one day, so the managing director from Eat and Go, if you remember when I was saying that my uncle reached out to him then.
Yeah.
And then he connected me with Eat and Go HR people and stuff. He left Eat and Go 2 years ago. And he went back to the US. And, he left Eat and Go, went back to the US, came back. I didn't even know that what he was coming back to do, but I was always reaching out to him, saying, oh, sir, how's everything? Hope you're fine. Because he was really, really good to me. So I was like, okay, no problem. Let me be reaching out to him. And since he's in Nigeria, so one day he just calls me and says, hey, I'm bringing BurgerKing to Nigeria. This was last year. And I was like, what? Oh my God, amazing. He said, yeah, I'm looking for someone to head our marketing team. Can you send me some CVs? I know you know some people in marketing. I was like, what? Okay, sure, no problem. I personally, if you ask me, I did not think I would get the job. I did not even see myself. I was like, okay, I grabbed a bunch of like, what's it called now? CVs, and I shared with him, and he was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. And I thought that was my work done. After some days, like, hey, why didn't you send yours? Send yours as well. It's like, okay, sure, no problem. I
Wow.
sent my newly made, upgraded CV. I sent it, and he was like, he called me this day. He's like, hey, when can you come and see me? Everything would like.
This not way to this thing.
And I was like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, like they actually want you. They want someone who's who's like social media savvy, digital, they don't mind, training you and you learning on the full marketing role job. Because I was like, that was really my issue. I was like, I didn't really have marketing knowledge, although I'm a student of marketing. I read everything marketing. I watch a lot of marketing interviews. I go to a lot of marketing events. I'm in different marketing networks, group chats, different ones. I can share some. There's one called Ads and Addicts. If anyone knows them, they're really good. They share really great opportunities. There's the Lagos strategists, professionals. There's Strategy Tribe, TRYBE, Strategy Tribe. And then there's Growth. Sorry, let me just confirm the growth one. Growth Vibes and Inshallah. This Growth Vibes and Inshallah is a really, really cool one. We all share resources. There are a lot of top marketing professionals in it as well. They just talk about the issues they're facing in their, marketing and stuff. So I know all these people and I've sort of done trainings and stuff, but I still didn't think, I was ready for it. But he was like, okay, yeah, just, said, let's see tomorrow, and then I'll share the business plan for the business and you can let me know what you think about the job and, I'll send you an offer. So I went, I had a meeting, and then I was like, okay, cool. He said, you sent me an offer. I sent it the offer the same day. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I was like, I was still contemplating, like, should I leave it and go? See, when the devil came, should I leave it and go? Should I not? And then that's how I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think imposter syndrome setting in. I told a colleague of mine who also left Eat and Go. I told him, he said, are you okay? Are you sure you're fine? I said, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, sign that thing now and send it back to them now. Don't wait, just sign it. Close your eyes, send it back. So I did that. And like, I tell you that immediately because, the devil can like to talk to you and tell you different things. So just do it quick, like act quickly. So like, okay, great. So I did that. And then that was like early this year. I was like, wow, my God, this is real. But now I have to shut up. So nobody knew for a while. A big secret. Anyways, I resigned let's say I signed on Friday, I resigned on Sunday. Yeah, it was a shock to my colleagues and to my boss.
And you didn't give them 1 month notice.
No, I did. I gave them 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
But I didn't even get to see some of them. My boss was in Kenya. They were in different places. I didn't get to see all of them, but they sent me gifts, which was fine by me. I don't really want to see anybody and I'll be crying. And I didn't tell anyone where I was going. So that was a little issue for them. Like, why aren't you telling us where you're going? I told them I was going to freelance. Oops. Because, I just didn't
But
want
they
anyone
found out eventually.
if they found out in grand style. They didn't
Yeah.
find out from my random mouth saying, oh, I'm going to work with BurgerKing. And, BurgerKing is a competition. So to them. So I just And the way Eat and Go runs, they have battle plan for every competitor, literally. So I was like, let me know. I don't want to be I don't want bad vibes. So, but then I'm cool with them, cool with them. I'm sure they're happy for me. They're not happy for me. That's their problem. But I'm cool. I'm grateful as well because they all played major parts and roles into my growth. Like I know when I did not know anything about like Facebook ads manager, and God bless my boss in Pinkberry. She was so helpful, pull me through when something is not performing. She told me what, like if you're always doing the same thing the same way, you keep getting the same results, stuff like that, like that will never leave me. Things on prioritizing, time management, people management. So yeah, another thing is I started also to learn my own personality. I took the Myers-Briggs personality type test. I don't know have you guys taken it before?
Hold on.
Huh? You have?
Yeah, I think there are lots of personality tests online, so I don't know if I've taken part.
The 16 personalities Myers test, that's the best, honestly. Like it literally tells me a lot. Like I learned so much about myself, and I made my colleagues take it as well because like it teaches you how to manage other people's personalities with yours. So I know one of my bosses, her personality type was a judge, like not a judgy person, but a judge. She's very like she likes to dominate, she likes to tell you this is how things must be done. She comes off very strong, which is not a bad thing. It's very good balance actually. For me, I'm more like a free thinker. I like to get everyone's opinions and do things. I like to test things because I'm creative, but sometimes nobody has time to test, so there's always a healthy balance with things like this. So I learned how to work well with people, how to network, and honestly, like my biggest like takeout from my whole career journey is just networking. That's my biggest, because if I didn't show that my boss could trust me, over the years, I don't think I would have gotten this position. I don't think he would have even asked me for my CV, to put it forward. I don't think so. So yeah, that's my story. Yeah. I
Wow.
hope it's
Yes, it's a lot, and actually learned, I don't know, so many things. Yeah, you mentioned imposter syndrome. Would you like throw more light on how I know you might still be dealing with it, yeah, but how do you get by? Like, what do you do to just get a hang of it?
Okay, so I watched this video Rihanna posted. I didn't post it on my story, but I watched it. Rihanna's interview. Someone was interviewing like, oh, how do you always like show up every day as your badass self? Like, what do you do on days when you don't feel like that? Guess what she said? She was like, pretend. Pretend, because you can't, wake up one day feeling bad and cry yourself to sleep and wake up with puffy eyes. Like nobody has time for that. So the truth with imposter syndrome is that we're always somehow going to feel that fear. And recently, like when I got the job, the first book I got was Professional Troublemaker by Lovey Ajayi. It's so amazing. So it's basically about like fighting fear and how to not let fear get the most of you, get the most of your life, how to basically show up authentically and take up opportunities that come your way and take them head on. So I was really feeling like, I only have 2.5 years in my professional career. Like, how can I do this? Like, I can't, lead a brand. I can't do this. I can't do that. But the truth is, you can also speak back to yourself and tell yourself, I can. I was brushing my teeth this morning and I realized something about myself. I say things like, oh, I don't like making decisions. Oh, I think that when there's too many decisions, I'm very indecisive. And I just got a word in my spirit saying, Ibukun, you're a decision maker. Say it. you are a decision maker. You're going to make decisions for not just this brand that you're working with, but you're going to make decisions for the country that you're living in, you know. So I'm not only seeing myself as just a marketer, like I said, you know, I'm seeing myself as someone who could, I don't know, maybe in the future be a leader in the country. I'm a decision maker. I need to stop saying that I don't like making decisions, you know. I'm a decision maker. So yeah, definitely one of the things that helps me is affirmation. Another thing that helps me really battle um with uh, imposter syndrome is getting to know yourself. Like if you don't know yourself, you can't actually fight those battles. So know yourself, watch your self-talk, speak to people who can affirm who you are. You know, it's really important. I called someone last week and I was saying person, you know, I've been overwhelmed, everything with work. And he's like, he literally was talking to me, advising me, and he broke down in tears. I was like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? And he's like, IBK, I just want the best for you. And you need to prioritize yourself more. You need to do this. And I just felt like I felt a transfer of his compassion to me, you know, that energy. And I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, this has really, really like woken me up. Like I'm snapped back to my reality. Like I can do this, you know. So reaffirm the things that you are. Reading. I read a lot. So reading books, listening to videos, or listening to people's triumphs over things like this, imposter syndrome, and being courageous. Courageous is like is letting go of fear and doing things regardless. Is owning, you know, people always say own who you are becoming, you know, own your role. I've grown to own my role, you know, being proactive as well. That's really, really key. So when you do something before fear sets in, you're killing fear, you know, you're grabbing fear by its horns. So yeah, um definitely being proactive and taking initiative, being courageous, and knowing that regardless, like if you don't do it, if you do it, like there's this saying that people say, in not making a decision or not making a choice is still a choice, right? So you should rather make a choice than make no choice. So even if you don't do it, something is still going to happen. So why not just do it? That's what I live by every day now. Because if you think that imposter syndrome is going to, oh, okay, if you think that imposter syndrome is going to end, like you're joking, it will not end. You know, it definitely gets better, but it doesn't totally end. Why? Because as human beings, we all are in need of like um reassurance by God, you know, by people, by the people we love, by if you have therapists, by your therapist. I don't know if you have therapists, but definitely human beings need each other. We need social connection. And one person is you're not enough for yourself, unfortunately. And so yeah, you just have to find ways to deal with imposter syndrome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ibukun. Guys, please let's start dropping our
Last thing,
questions.
confidence is
Okay.
practice. Yeah, I just got
Yeah.
that word. Confidence is practice. Like you don't just wake up and feel confident. You have to practice confidence. So yeah.
Please, can you just share briefly, like some tips? I know there are a lot of people here online that want to transcend into the corporate marketing world. Can you share some tips that you found useful? Yeah.
Okay. So how did I join? So I basically so you know when you're enrolled in marketing, it's very crazy because you see different brands, you see their work, you see your competitors. You're like, who is working in this brand? Oh, I would love to see, you know, how they achieve that. So for me, it's always been curiosity. Like I'll see an ad now and I'll go and Google, like when the Guinness ad came out. There's one Guinness ad with oh, I think it's Guinness Tribe. That was the campaign. The Smooth Tribe. When it came out, I was really in love with it. Like, oh my gosh, give me shirts, clothes. I found him and we're talking, how did you get to do this? Years ago. And although he didn't respond to me, I still reached out, right? I reached out to him then. Now he even messaged me, congratulations, guys. I reached out to them. I think it's just wanting to be involved in conversation work, but it wasn't what I wanted to take. So I didn't take it. So it's just reaching out to people. There are different clubs, like on Twitter, there are different, there's a whole market hashtag. There's my Twitter for marketing, getting involved in conversation, putting yourself out there, sharing your work, honing your skills, updating your skills as well, training, seminars, conferences, also doing passion projects. And I've done a couple of passion projects where I just work with people like pro bono. I don't get paid. We just work for, stuff like research, or if we want to do like case studies. Yeah, to be honest, it's just reaching out to people, offering to take someone for lunch, sending someone a gift. So I recently started talking to the head of marketing for Samsung. She's now like a mentor to me. And how did that happen? Before BurgerKing, like I used to reach out to her, how are you? How you doing? I would send her a DM because I saw her tweet blow up when she signed Ibukun as an ambassador. It's like, oh, I'd really love to be like you someday. Can you give me some tips? And then to be honest, I didn't even used to DM her that much. If she tweets something funny, I just laugh, So I decided to not bring professionalism too much in it and just actually get to know her. And that's how, 2 weeks before the news of BurgerKing came out, I messaged her, I said, well, can I ask for your advice or something? She was advising me. She didn't even know what. She didn't even ask me. She didn't ask me what company. She just gave me some advice. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. Next thing, she comes to my DM. Oh my God, Ibukun, you didn't tell me it was BurgerKing. I'm so happy for you, blah, blah, blah. We should see. And then she took me out for lunch, She took me to this restaurant in Lekki. Forgotten the name. I think it's Stories Lagos. I'm not sure. I think so. So we went there and she literally told me everything about her life, how she started, to give me advice, tips. She told me, if you need any help, call me. And I called her like, oh, my work for free. Like, and I also I'm planning to give her this journal from Just Journal NG. She saw me post it on my Instagram story. She's like, oh my God, I love this. And she didn't tell me she wanted it, but I was like, okay, she likes this, so let me just give it her. So it's literally going the extra sharing with someone, sharing your values, them other than your work or about jobs, right? So people have a life other than their job. So if you actually get to connect with them like on a personal level, if you can, and they give you the access, because people have boundaries as well. There's different ways, there's getting into networks. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys can hear me. The network. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
It's
My
like
Wi-Fi
it's
went
breaking.
off for a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, so getting into groups, like when you start talking about marketing stuff, follow people that talk about marketing. There's Harry B, there's Blessing Abeng, this following them, paying for their courses if they have, offering to do stuff for them. This kind of things work. And I know it's really difficult. It can look very difficult because of, there's a whole panoramic right now. It's very difficult, but trust me, there's still different ways to connect with people. Because if you find out this person is using Instagram so much, so one person, let me tell you one person, and I hope to give a testimony soon. I just found out that Apple just hired a managing director. It's first ever managing director in Nigeria. And guess what? She's female. I looked at her story, I read a lot about her, and I was like, oh my God, I have to connect to her. Like, oh, it goes. And so that's one person. I followed her already. I haven't DM'd her yet, but I should do that soon. So it's like, funny enough, she doesn't have so many followers, 1,000 something followers. And like, I was like, okay, great. A lot of people don't know about her, and a lot of people don't even go to message her. Even the media manager for Paystack, we talk. I reached out to her. She DM me. We talk a lot. Now Paystack, BurgerKing and Paystack we're trying to sign a contract and everything. And how did it come about? Literally, just from me always talking to people in Paystack, because I really like the kind of media and marketing that Paystack does. It feels like it's not forced. And so that's how normally, if I wasn't in this position, Paystack wouldn't have gotten this BurgerKing gig. It would have been a different company. But I referred them to my boss and I told them, these people are great. Why? Because I have a relationship with them. Who knew? I never knew at that time that I would be referring them, 2 years later when I started talking to people in Paystack. So yeah, I think leaving our shells is so important, and just realizing that people greatest currency or our greatest assets. Yeah. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes,
Yeah, it's not linear. There's no straight road, unfortunately. You just have to make use of all the different ways. I mean, you can even reach out to people and say, hey, I'm looking to connect with people who do this. People actually you need some help, you need some advice, you need some tips. And I'm like, oh, mad. I have this friend, she's a copywriter. I have this guy, his name is Aiyemo. He's a copywriter. He went to DDB agencies, and that's how they get to be friends, right? And from there, you make more friends.
Right. Ibukun, thank you so much. I have just 2 questions for you. We'll be rounding off very soon.
Okay.
The first one, would you
I think I'll value time more. Yeah, I'll stop making excuses. I would stretch myself more. I don't. There's so many things, like if you listen to people, you'll be derailed, I swear. Like you I wasn't any much. I didn't pay this. Let me tell you, whatever work you do is not for the company. Like it or not, it's not. It may look that way, but it's for you. And literally, you never know where you're going. Like, you never know where you're going. Don't listen to those people, man. I would stop. If I could take back the hands of time, I'll stop listening to those people and put in my very, very, very best. I'm not saying I did bad. Could always have done better. I probably would have, just gone lots more the extra mile. So if you're in a position right now where you don't want to kill yourself because you're not earning so much, trust me, your investment for today, you never know what you're investing for. So be your own leader, lead yourself. There's this other lady I forgot to mention. I don't know if you guys know Nkiru Olumide Ujo. She's career coach. I had a session with her last week. And how did I get that session? I DM'd her on Instagram. That's networking. Now she works in South Africa. She's a big director. She's a big boss, And I got the opportunity to speak to her for 30 minutes, asking her questions, and she gave me advice. So if I could take back the hands of time, definitely I'll lead myself. I mean, right now I lead myself. I'm like the #1 person in marketing in BurgerKing Nigeria. can't wait for anybody to tell me what to do in the morning when I come to work. I cannot wait for anybody to tell me that my boss needs this. My boss isn't going to message me. I'm not that level anymore where they be asking me, hey, where's my work? You know, you have to lead yourself. So that's the only thing I'll say. I would have been a better self-leader, you know, wake up on time, manage my time, finish my task on time, stop complaining, do the work, take out time to improve yourself more. Yeah, I'll leave myself better if I could take
Wow.
back that.
Really lots of nuggets. That's working and such person enable like ease of reaching out to other people, and they won't be like.
So there's this thing I was listening to a podcast today, and the person was saying that she doesn't like reading stuff like news around PR marketing. Just because whenever she has to go out there, she has to say things that other people are saying. You know, these business people, the lingo or be the lingua, you know, all the things that they say. Oh, so have you heard of this? Oh, do you know this? Is you have to arm yourself with information. You're in the 21st century or in 2021. Hey, arm yourself with information so that because honestly to God, with information comes power, with information comes confidence. When you know something, you can say it anywhere. People will listen to you, I promise you. When you want to talk to people, when you want to approach people, when you want to cold call, that's what they call it. I have a friend, that's his work. He loves cold calling. You know, I personally don't do cold calling like that, but one thing I know is that I'm always passionate. Like you can feel my passion from wherever you are in the world. So I put that, I always inject passion into what I'm doing. You don't feel like you're less than whatever you are. You know, if it's knowledge, if it's skills, if it's people you get to know, just arm yourself with information and then also have a list of all the things that you know, or like, you know, when I have like a sheet, Google Sheets where like I keep all the books I'm going to read for the year, you know, all the things I'm going to do. And when I look at it, and say, yeah, this is a smart person. This is someone that has a life in order. You know, when you're organized, when you have yourself information, when you do things like I don't want to say this word, but visualize yourself like in the best way possible. Affirm yourself, reaffirm yourself, you know, always like once you know that in your deepest heart that you're willing to offer something, it doesn't matter what you currently have, like that would show up for you. Like that hunger, that thirst, that drive, that motivation will actually help you. And even if you're not motivated, you know, you can just take a step back, chill, but always remember like all the things that you're doing. Like have a list of your wins, no matter how small, so that they remind you of, you know, how far you've come. And even if you don't feel like, you know, like have a list of the things that you want to achieve as well. So I have a personal development plan. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's called a PDP. And a PDP is basically like your life's trajectory. Like, you know, financial is divided into different categories: financial, career, personal, yeah, three categories: financial, career, personal. And basically, you basically tell yourself, this is what I want to achieve. In 5 years, I want to be earning. In 3 years, I want to be earning. Sorry, short term, middle term, long term. And then when you have those kind of things, like you start telling yourself that serious is doing this. Ooh, I'm talking, I was on mute. I was trying to text you now. So yeah,
Okay, yeah.
when those things are tangible to you, like it's it's easier on you to see that, okay, I'm not just this person that doesn't have anything. I actually have a plan, so you have to have a plan. Like that's my biggest thing. I always love planning, because if you don't plan, other people will use their plans on you, and they will interrupt your life if you don't plan. So social media, there's so many distractions in this world. Like if you actually don't have a plan, then you're looking at, like, every time, like, other people's priorities become your priority, and then you lose a sense of yourself, or you lose a sense of your own priorities. But as long as you have your plan and your priorities, and the things that are meaningful to you, things that you value, that would like carry you along the way. Because even though you achieve a lot, trust me, there's success is cyclical. Like success does not belong to one person. It can be my turn today in BurgerKing, but I mean, in 5 years, it won't be me, and then that success will be someone else's. And then I will have to move on to something, or I don't know, I will have to do something else. And then I will have to chart my own path again and start hustling again and working out hard again, to find a better opportunity. So even if you have the best career in the world, like you still have to have a plan, and you still have to be confident in not just in what you have right now, but in what you're gunning for. So yeah, I hope that encourages you.
Yes, yeah, you actually answered the last question I wanted to ask you. Yeah, having a plan works really well. Guys, I don't know if we have more questions. We have like just 2 to 5 minutes to round off. Would you like to say something? Would that you? Okay, so I think we have come to the end. We've asked our questions. You've replied. Everyone is saying great session. You've been dropping nuggets. You've been answering beautifully. And I'm sure you have answered to everyone's pain points like you have to myself. And I am grateful for this session. I'm shooting my shot. I am going to send you a DM on Instagram.
No worries.
Do you have any
You're
final
welcome.
words? Toss.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Let me mute this one. Okay, thank you, Ibukun. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Ibukun, for this session. My network, I'm joining on 2 devices, but Nigeria's network
Yeah.
is trying to, but thank you very much. From the first question you answered, from the first question you answered, when you talked about how you were like sending leads for interviews and you didn't get the feedback. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
And you didn't get a feedback, then you had to give a career coach. That one you just answered something that's been troubling my mind for a while now. Yeah. When you've been sending CV, sending stuff, even getting interviews, because I had that conversation with one of my colleagues on this call, and I think that's what you need to do. And also, thank you very much for coming through for us. So just any final words? I know that you really love to read books, and every fireside chat, we always ask them that what book do you want. I know there was one time you reading is my story brand book on Instagram. I saw it on your stories, right? So just tell us one book that you think everybody, irrespective of your career plan, your career dream, that one book that you feel like this is the book of the year, or this is the book of your life to bank on for everyone.
Atomic
to
Habits.
Before you just.
Did you hear me?
Oh.
Yeah, you said Atomic Habits, right?
Oh, okay. Like that. Yes.
Yeah, I think his name is James Clear. Yeah. I read that book last year. Yeah, it was really nice book. So you can be skilled, you can basically know everything in this world, but if your habits are terrible, your life will be terrible. I'm not even joking. Like, it literally answers a lot of questions on how we live our lives, on how everything we do are like tiny actions lead to maximum results. So adding tiny actions of laziness, and it literally leads to a down spiral of like, procrastination, failing, not achieving. And you can be adding tiny bits of like tiny actions and things of being productive, on managing your time well, on doing what you're meant to be doing, when you're meant to be doing it, and you actually live a life of success. So he was saying that instead of you focusing on the going huge or going big, like you can actually start small. Start by doing the little things, start by building right habits, not doing too much so you don't get overwhelmed, and how to truly control our lives, and it determines the trajectory of our future. So I think everybody, like irrespective of what it is you do, everybody needs to read that book. Everyone.
Okay, thank you. So maybe it's something we would read in the community. Yeah. But most likely maybe we'll write you for a book review of some sort. But yeah, thank you for that feedback. Thank you so much. I mean, someone wrote that you were being really sincere, which I loved. I love the fact that, talked about, you also face imposter syndrome and how you just literally, you talk about how you help, like get help, talking to people to help you, learning on the job. There are times that we don't want to even apply for something because we feel like, can we do it? And I think even for maybe the older professionals, also taking a chance on the younger ones too. I think that's something we also learn from you. So thank you very much. Guys, we can follow her on Instagram. She dropped the handles in the chat box at Ibukun Joyce on Instagram, at Ibukun Joyce _ on Twitter. Well, Barry has banned Twitter for us. So I don't know if I'm tweeting.
VPN.
Yeah.
VPN live.
And Ibukun Joyce Aiyemo on LinkedIn. So thank you very much, Ibukun. Any final words before we end? Finally.
I think the final word would be kind to yourself, kind to yourself. Like, doesn't matter where you are in life, like always be kind to yourself. Do things that your future self would appreciate. If you're kind to yourself, if you love yourself, you do the right things. You'd obviously eat healthy, like I'm trying to eat healthy. You'd try your best to stay motivated. You'd basically want more for yourself. Like, have you ever seen someone that you just want them to succeed? You're just cheering them up, like you to be your greatest cheerleader. Because in the end, like, you have just you in this game, right? Like, without all the people, you have yourself, you're living in your own body. So you literally have to be kind to yourself. If you face a setback in life, still be kind to yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Appreciate your unique skills, own them, own your skills, and just give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Yeah, that's my last one. Oh my gosh, is my network back to acting up? Can anyone hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, sorry, my network went off. Thank you so much for everything you shared. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story. We really appreciate it. And thank you, Tosin, for this platform. We look forward to the next fireside chat. Thank you to everyone that stayed true till the end. And I hope you share what you learned in this.
Yeah, thank you guys. Oh, thank you, Daya.
What do you do on the latest?